Hello, my gorgeous Cancers. This is your homework family reading for, for August 15th through the 31st. Let me hit the bell. Yeah, that's better. All right, Cancers. All right, first off, is I don't even want to call you Cancer. I want to call you Saturn. Let me pull this up so it's not just trying to look down my shirt. I'm not. When I go to say Cancer, what's trying to come out of my mouth is Saturn, which automatically means right off the bat for some of you, you're having some relationship issues or something along the line of that seventh house, which are the relationships within your life, friends, family, loved ones, work environment. There are issues that are taking place within those relationships, and my wolf is standing here scratching at me, which is saying getting to the surface and getting past the ego. Because this is about healing. Now let's think about it. Opposition of you, like I said, is that seventh house where you have Saturn right now, which is saying why I'm wanting to call you Saturn. And right now you have the South Node sitting right there with that energy. I am being told you're definitely picking up, like emotional Mars energy. And what I mean by that is your emotions are definitely all in action, or at least wanting to be in action. This is definitely dealing with the heart and the throat chakra. You're very... It's definitely pulling in emotional energy, but it could be dealing with nostalgia in a sense. And what I mean by that is it's very Piscean is what's coming in. You're dealing with, when I get into that Piscean energy, Neptune energy, what I'm getting at is where fantasy smacks you in the face with very harsh reality versus, are you creating new, healthy energy from something new and healing and moving forward, or are you pulling back into you nostalgia and you're recreating from there? Because I am getting the creating passion is coming through. It just depends on where you are on that collective consciousness and the vibrational frequency of where you're at for who all I'm channeling, as to if it's being created with healthy new compassion, and a lot of abundance is coming in with it, as to if that's a new beginning or a recreating. There's a lot of communication. Either you're wanting to make communication from the heart and bring it out to the world, and you're either really doing so or you're really wanting to, but you're fighting the intuition and reason going back and forth between heart and head, and having issues of actually bringing it out, or you're bringing it out and then thinking about it afterwards. And it's quite possible that it could just be flying out of you very easily, because Mercury, I think from July 11th till the 29th is in Leo. And Leo is very abrupt in energy. They're very blunt, bold, and brash. I'm a Leo, I know. And doesn't mean that they're not compassionate. It's just, that's it. I'm not going to beat around the bush. This is what I have to say, and take it. Deal with it. And that may be what's coming out. Your heart may be just spitting it right out, whether it's good or bad. But that can be a positive thing that can force changes to happen if you're actually speaking your truth. Are you speaking it so brashly that you're going back afterwards going, was I maybe too mean, too aggressive? more or less. And I feel like a lot of that is coming very quickly right now. Pay attention to your vision as to what you're saying and acknowledge how you're actually saying it. Acknowledge when some of that is very negative and what that negative energy could bring as you do say it if you're very abrupt, because you're an incredibly emotional energy. You're ruled by the moon. So if you say it too quickly, you might very well beat yourself up afterwards, is what they're saying, because I'm getting hit in the back of the head with a very negative energy. So I feel like, you want to speak your truth. In some cases, you really want to bring it up and out. You're trying to create a new beginning, but you're going back and forth between heart and head and trying to make the decisions as to how to bring that from the heart to the throat, which may be messing up some of that sacral chakra and root chakra energy, how you feel safe, secure, and how you feel about yourself, depending on if you're bringing it up and out of you or not. Some of that is going to be dealing with pride, blame, fear, frustration, and anger, obviously. Some relationship, but a lot of judgment, too. A lot of judgment, and some of that judgment may be family judgment, but it may just be just judgment about it, about the situation in general. They're saying try to align everything with your solar plexus. Find your own power, your self-esteem, your energy within your power, and your self-esteem, as well as how you feel about yourself. Don't lower how you feel about yourself. Make sure that you are standing in that and making sure that you are rising into those truths. Be creative about how you do it. Will help you with the communication. Just try to use use your communication to express yourself in your truth in the best way that you can. But that you need to definitely be bringing it out. Hold on a second. Because the depths of you, those deeper depths of you, if are going to hold on to that and cause issues if you are not, more or less, in the long run. Because what I'm being given is moon energy, so that can go into your subconscious and really eat away at you if you don't address it. Now, that's what I'm being given from Spirit. I'm also being given the number 7, which is, what number 7 for me is divine magic. Now, this is a very positive thing. This is a very good thing. However, I often say when I talk to people, especially when I come at them and I'm like, this is a moment of divine magic. Divine magic is not always, not always awe. You're not always get the amazing, wonderful feeling. Because a lot of times the divine magic is, I have to come in and push stuff around and make this happen so you will get to that, but a lot of times when the divine magic comes in, it's not quite at that comfortable spot. Because it's forcing what's going to create it. Even though at the moment it doesn't necessarily feel that way. So remember, no matter what the situation, don't give up faith. Don't give up hope or faith at this time. Don't give up. It is, right now we have so many yods in astrology, which is the finger of God pointing down at new pathways, new directions. So even though these things may be opening up, shifting, and changing in ways that you don't understand or necessarily like, this is a positive thing that's going to get you back on track if you were off of it, or on a better track for you. It's just you may have some touchy-feely moments of sensitivity as you are working into that new path. Because like I said, it's a yod in astrology, which is speaking to us of the hand of God, a brand new pathway being directed by the universe. So it is a good thing. I feel like you really feel like you're coming into a new level of communication with yourself and your collective. But some of this collective has been difficult. Some of this information and this guidance and this knowledge you've collected over the last couple of months, I feel like has been arising that has not been easy for you. Mentally. This is asking you on a spiritual level to rise above what you've known egotistically. Because this is something brand new and healthy coming in, but this is about shedding old skin. And this is what that number 7 is speaking to you about. Taking new action from a deeper level of depth. Okay. Now, the astrology for the month also is come the 28th. You have Othala coming into astrology, and it's going to stay there until September 9th. It forms in the astrology, and I already checked it out. It will be there until September 9th. This is speaking of you, speaking to us all of finding sacred space. Finding the sacred that is within us and living up to it. Moving up to that authenticity and understanding it from a new level. So the energies you are feeling, as well as what you are feeling through the Lion's Gate, is all projecting us to getting to a new level of ourself when that Othala comes in. And the more you've been fighting the ascension, or the crowning energy is what was just told. The more you're fighting coming into that higher understanding of that ascension, of that crown chakra, the more that this will be difficult as you actually enter that Othala that goes into next month. Because it's finding the more sacred within self so that you can actually bring it into tangible reality as we move forward. This is a preset for that. You have the full moon that just took place on the 15th in Pisces. You'll have Mars on the 18th moving into Virgo. Venus on the 21st moving into Virgo. The Sun on the 22nd moving into Virgo. You're also going to have the new moon taking place on the 28th in Virgo. And then you have Mercury, which only flew like in 2 weeks' time from Leo and into Virgo on the 29th. You have Jupiter, which just went direct on the 11th, and you have Uranus, which went retrograde on the 11th. Now, with all that being said, let me pull up your sign information so that I can kind of go over it a little bit better before we hit the tarot cards. Helps if you go to the right places, shall? Da da da. Wrong way. Where are we looking at? Alright, Cancer. You have a lot of a T-square energy. No, wait a minute. You have a T-square energy that is going to be a challenge for you on the 19th, the 20th, and I'm letting you know about that because that's going to be while the moon is in Aries. That's the brand new beginning place, and it's going to be coming in between Chiron and Eris. Okay? That is exactly why they just showed me. Okay? For you, this is your universal first house talking to your universal 7th house. Obviously, it's important days that it made me stop here. Your universal first house, your universal 7th house, and 10th house. So something about these relationships are going to be triggered into your honor, your reputation, your prestige, your professional career, your financial success, your financial community, your social foundations that deal with that financial success, that outer authority and responsibility. There's going to be a challenge that's going to show up here, like I said, between the 19th and the 20th in some way, because this is a T-square. Because it's talking to the moon in a brand new beginning, going against Saturn's rules, laws, and boundaries, and what you need to learn in order to move forward from your very self-worth, your very, not self-worth, your self-awareness, your physical body, your appearance, your view of life, your image of life, versus that outer community, that financial situation, honor, prestige, reputation, financial success, financial and social foundations, those responsibilities, and those relationships that you have with the people that are dealing with them, as well as just relationships. This could be dealing with work versus home, in one form or another. Getting in the way of each other or standing in between what you truly want in life as far as your awareness, your view of life, your image of what these relationships are bringing, whether it's work relationships versus home. Because the moon is here, is bringing unconscious depths to a brand new beginning, a brand new view, a brand new start. And there is an opportunity for that new change. However, it is something you are going to have to dig deep and work through and acknowledge, because it's not going to come easily. Because Aries also has Chiron in it, as well as it has Eris in it. So it's making you look at yourself, at what you need to heal from yourself, your appearance, your view of life, your image, and getting into trouble, toil, strife, injustice that's been served to you in the past, versus what will you not be able to fix, but you are going to have to rise above. All right? Because it's definitely bringing abundance to how you shine or how you show your ego, is what they just said. Again, that's the 19th or the 20th. You're definitely, in general, this whole time, those relationships you're viewing these relationships in your life as to your marriage relationships, your partnerships, your corporations, divorce, separation, love, children, family, open enemies, lawsuits, anything you have a relationship with, you have a relationship with. And I felt like they were just saying in some areas you're feeling like you're being knocked down. But this is because you're having to see which relationships you need to keep that support who you are, or help you to realize how to rise up into the true self of you. And are those people in these relationships going to support you or not by being your true you? Because this is an area of reincarnation, rebirthing for you by creating those new rules, walls, and boundaries, by more or less getting up and dusting yourself off and choosing to be you. And with that comes the strength of making the true relationships healthy or unhealthy by what you choose to keep there. You also have, validate them right. Yeah, you also have a whole lot of that universal sixth house with Jupiter and Ceres is not necessarily getting along with your ninth house. Your higher self is trying to tell you to connect with your truth, not with the illusion of what you used to be. Not hold on to the maybe it is karma, but not hold on to the nostalgia of the past and what you thought you was, or what the world thought you was, but truly start to believe in the higher self and the different levels of what that means. This is your ethics, your morals, your spiritual urges, your psychic energy, your higher learning, your philosophy, your religion, really tapping into that with some new, healthy self learning and believing of magic of yourself so that you can step into that power. However, it is fighting that sixth house, which means there's part of your everyday daily tasks, those mundane tasks that you do, something about that Jupiter has said in those mundane tasks isn't serving you. Or there's something about how you view that higher self isn't serving you. It's one of the two. It's either something about what you do every day that isn't serving you, or it's because of how you think about yourself every day that isn't serving you. But this is asking you to get right with your ethics, your morals, your dreams, your visions, your higher insight, your higher education, religion, philosophy, psychic truths, intuition. Get right with that and really start to see yourself for the truth that it is. Because I see the ninth house more than spiritual. I see the ninth house as getting right with the higher self. But the higher self is Jupiter, and it is actually in that seventh house, which is speaking to you of your daily work, your service, your diet, your health, your hygiene, your volunteer work, your career tasks, everyday mundane tasks. From the moment you get up, you brush your teeth, you get ready. What are these mundane routines that you've created? Are they serving you coming truer and more honestly to that new vision of what you should be coming into? Because they said you need to rise. You need to rise up. You need to step up to who you truly are and not be so worried about what everybody else thinks of your routine. Take your routine into a new way that helps you rise. Come closer to your higher self. Rise to your higher self. And you'll find a new, what I like to call awe-ing. Like when you're in, oh my God. I call that the awe-ing. You'll come into a new awe-ing because you allowed Jupiter to teach you this lesson between the higher self. It's the two higher selves for you specifically having this conversation. Now, you're also going to find that this energy is coming from Leo. No, this is more, well, it is as it moves from Leo and into Virgo, is having issues with Vesta and Uranus. So this is your second and your third house, speaking to your 10th house. Your second house is all about your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, what it is in life you value. Your third house is all about communication. It does deal with siblings, neighbors, and short journeys, but it is all about communication. From emails to text messages to the gossip, everything about communication with the self-value, what you value in life. Self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, as well as possessions that you hold dear to you, like your phone, you know. This is speaking directly to that 11th house in both positive and negative ways, because it's not getting along with your soul fire. What brings the soul fire up and out of you. This is what I call your inner sacral chakra, your inner belly dancer. It is when you feel good about yourself and you're able to connect with it. It is saying it's not necessarily getting along with that community, those larger groups, your friends, your wishes, your hopes, your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, your liberty, your inner justice, self-esteem. It's not necessarily agreeing with that. So is the communication being spoken Again, is the communication really being spoken? Are you standing up for your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, what you value and what you don't? And are you actually allowing it to be brought to the surface to what these hopes, dreams, wishes, ambitions can create because of the community and the people that you have in your life? Are they supportive or are they not? Because it doesn't necessarily get along with your soul-fire, but it is getting along with Uranus. Now, this is the twist here. Uranus has just gone retrograde, and it's now staring directly at Eris. Eris is trouble, toil, strife, and injustice in the second house on a universal level of your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. So Uranus is looking at Eris going, well, what can never be fixed? Ever. Trouble, toil, strife, injustice. What can never be fixed from the past? So we have to cut that shit loose, and we have to rebuild ourselves in a new, healthy way. Because we must set that free. And like I said, this is coming over to that 11th house, speaking to those hopes, goals, dreams, ambitions. Where has in the past you sold yourself out accidentally, given your power away of that self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, which is ultimately your value? Go get your value back by knowing you have it and pulling it back out of you and deciding I'm not going to lower myself for someone else. Doesn't mean you can't love other people. It's just saying I'm not going to love you more than I love me. That's funny, Spirit. And I only say that's funny is because they were teaching me a combination of that prior to this reading, and I just did not know that they had every intention of it going into this reading. So that was a 2-for-1. All right, with that being said, this is saying that, that this is all telling you not even about finding what makes you happy. This is about finding your value, reclaiming it, understanding where you lost it. All right, I lost it. That's in the past. That's done. We're done. But now I'm recreating it. It's mine. I'm capable of that. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to move forward in a healthy way. And I'm going to have the right relationships in my life. And I'm allowed to do that because I'm allowed to love you all. But I'm also not going to lower myself so that I can love you all. I still have my hopes, my dreams, my goals, my ambitions. This is pretty much everything of what they are saying. Finding a responsibility to thyself so that you can move forward. Now, also, in Aries right now has Eris in it, like I said. That's Medusa, trouble, toil, strife. Aries has Eris in it, which I call Medusa. Trouble, toil, strife, and injustice. She is straight across the skies, speaking to Libra. For you, this is that 4th house. Libra, the reason I'm saying this, has the collective consciousness in it right there. Your collective consciousness is trying to drill into your head what the roots of you really truly are. They could never have been taken away, never have been lost. You only didn't acknowledge that you weren't tapping into them, that you weren't carrying that power. This is talking to you of finding that inner emotional security, of getting past those karmic lessons and finding the reincarnation within yourself, the true self, the true upbringing of soul, and returning to that true self, returning to what this is, where you came from and where you will return. And I don't mean family as in the sense of my home or the family's home. I mean the stardust that made you and the stardust that you will return to be. This is coming full circle into reclaiming that power, reclaiming that energy, pulling yourself back into that, and allowing your new roots to be replanted, because they're not new roots. You've just allowed to get rid of some of the dead weight that was keeping you from growing healthy. Okay? Is what I'm getting out of this. Let me see before I move into tarot. Most of your energy is taking place for you in self-motivation energy. Is taking care of action-oriented energy and self-assertiveness energy. But by believing it, knowing it, trusting it within yourself, and then, just like they were saying, taking it from the heart, the soulfulness, believing it, knowing it, and speaking it outwardly to the other people, to those relationships in the outer world, which will bring a new material action forward into what is the most important and top priorities of your life that will help redirect your life. That all sounds like it's very much a positive thing. Like I said, you got a 7. You got a 7, which is, you know, like I said, for me, that's divine magic. So I feel like this is very much a very positive thing for you. All right. I usually don't. Oh, well, what's going on? Why are we like half 2 different directions? I try to shuffle these cards. This is a past life deck. This does not necessarily mean it's past life, but I usually stay away from, like, when they say Native American, because of, I don't want to have to be like Rome, blah 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 blah, on a reading that's for the public. But I'm gonna keep this one because I'm feeling the Native American is saying, get to the true native of who you are. Get to the authenticness of who you are. Get to the roots of who you are. And I feel like that's why they're bringing it forward. Whenever they pull the past life deck for me, it's usually because something in these other decks is not going to show up, or they're not going to get me to communicate it right. So they bring it forward. This is a transformation. Not a transformation. Transportation. Which is talking to you of that 3rd house for you. Oh, no, I'm looking at it wrong. 1, 2, 3. Which is where all of these signs are about to go. You're about to have Leo. You're about to have... No, they're all moving out of Leo. The Sun, Mercury, Mars, Venus, and Uranus are all coming into your 3rd house of communication. Okay? And Uranus is sacrificing commitment. That is also adding with this. This is transportation. I feel like this could be telling you, for some of you, you are going to be moving, you're going to be traveling, you're going to be going to different places, yes, with this energy. But I also feel like this transportation is taking you to new heights. I feel like it's taking you to new heights because of all of this energy that's coming in, bringing your communication forward to bring these new heights, bring this new movement. Because I feel like this is movement. I feel like where you may have felt like you were stagnant, you're coming out of that stagnant energy. However, for some of you, this may be actually saying they'll be moving. You might be moving or traveling or going somewhere. Is anything else here for Cancer at this moment? Believe in your true self. You are stardust. There is a oneness that you are always connected to. You cannot lose it. The only way you lose your true, authentic self is because you have not tapped into it and you have not acknowledged it enough to stand in its power. It will always be there. It may just be dormant because you haven't tapped into it. But as you tap into it, you will reclaim it. War and battles. I feel like some of you are definitely either fighting with yourself or fighting with the changes that have to be made. As well as you may have some aggressive battles that are taking place. But, like I said, this all comes down to you getting right with yourself, getting back to the true native of who you are, the true native of who you are, figuring that out, getting yourself together, stepping into that power, and taking that transportation to new heights is what I feel like this is. Maybe these wars and battles need to be fought because maybe you might just need to win them. But maybe it's also because there's, sadly, dead that needs to be left behind. Is there anything else that I need to pull for Cancer right now out of this deck? No. 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 I don't know how you want me to bring that forward, and I'm not going to until... Thank you. Some of this is karmic relationships that you are dealing with. Karmic relationships are not necessarily positive or negative. Sometimes it's simply a lesson that has to be learned. The lesson may be being learned, or you're about to learn the lesson. But this is not the first time you've had these people in your life, most likely. That these relationships are dealing with. They may be back because you didn't learn the lesson. Alright, you're like all hot. If you want a specific anything before I switch decks, make it happen. Because they're telling you to tap into your magic, tap into your mystery, tap into your intuitive truths, and get past your own personal shadow. Get past your own personal shadow. Because your own personal shadow are like mirror work. Reflection. In some forms. Is what's keeping you from moving. Keeping you from moving forward. Before, when I kept saying no, they kept giving me the ships. And what I'm hearing is your ships are coming in. But they threw me with this karmic relationship. So, what I'm taking from this is your ships are coming in if you get rid of the karmic relationship. The karmic relationship is what I am picking up, is keeping your ships from coming in. Keeping your manifestation from moving forward, because you are still holding on to, where did I just put it? The karmic relationship. The lesson has not been learned. You're not allowing the lesson to be learned. Which I feel like is standing between you getting to you. You need to rise up and make them rise with you. If they're going to still be in your life, they need to rise to understanding that the only way you're going to get to you, to finally getting to understand you and being good to you, is by winning this battle, because you're being good to you and trusting you and learning who you are and stepping into that. You're rising up with the transportation, because this is taking you to a new level. And if they wish to stay, they're going to have to realize you're winning this battle. Your ships are coming in. But I feel like they're only coming in if you do what you're supposed to do. Stand up for you. If you hold your own and you connect with you, not everybody else. Like I said earlier, you can love other people, because that Spirit was teaching me. You can love other people. The way the Spirit taught it to me is really simple. There's the horizontal line. The way that they speak to me. The horizontal line speaks to us of the physical, the tangible, the 3D, and the egotistical. Now, the vertical line is higher understanding, higher knowledge coming down into us. Okay? It is the higher understanding, the higher knowledge. It is 5D, it is spiritual, and it is the higher unconditional love. Well, when the lines come together, the idea is to eventually make them go into one, and all you have is the light. The light is the unconditional love. But in order to get there, you have to bring that ego up to where it's pulled in to nothing but the oneness by the horizontal. The horizontal can only continue to go up. It can only keep coming down because the ego is down. The idea is to keep pulling them up to where you have nothing but light. Okay, which is unconditional love. This is saying that you can love others, but you do not lower yourself and love yourself less for others. If they want to love you, they must rise with you and grow with you, is more or less what I feel like I am being told. Let me see what the other deck has to say real fast. You're not going back in there, so I'll just wait. You're being pulled to butterflies. It's not really taking me to tarot, it doesn't seem like. What do the butterflies have to say for Cancer? Nope. Sun, Moon, Rising, Cancer. What do the butterflies have to say? Not taking it. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Cancer. Graceful aging. I find this more than aging. Look at the butterfly. The butterfly is white, black, yellow, but that white just looks like sunlight. It looks like the light just shining through it. I mean, like it's got the ego on the whole outside, and then it's coming into different levels of illumination. I feel like this is soulfully maturing more than gracefully aging. It could be gracefully, soulfully maturing is what it is, but I feel like it is saying that to you. What else does decisions? This is all about making the proper decisions that will move you forward and transform your life. We are talking about butterflies here. This is all absolutely about transformation and the decisions that will transform that. What was I saying? Spiritual growth is what's coming through. They're saying stop pushing yourself back by not believing in yourself or lowering yourself for other people. Religion and spirituality. This is all coming into levels of getting to know yourself better. Spiritual growth, spiritual truth within coming into yourself. And support. For one, you need to make sure the people in your life support you, but most importantly, do you support you? Look at this butterfly. This butterfly is brown. And in this case, I feel like this butterfly is stained. I feel like it brought a brand new transformation with just stained energy, and it's just trying so hard, because I don't even see this as white. I see this as pink. I see this as, I want to get rid of the stain. I'm sensitive. I'm transforming. I feel like they're saying support yourself. Believe in yourself. As you believe in yourself, others will believe in you. Is what I feel like they're directing. Yeah, they're not interested in tarot for you right now. They're just going directly with oracles. What do you need to leave for Cancer? Take time to tune into your body and recognize the messages that it is trying to send you. I don't know if you can really read that. All right, I'm going back for a minute because of what just came through in energy. Take time to tune into your body and recognize the messages it is trying to send you, is the one I just read to you. And I literally had the smell of just evil fly by. Okay? Just pure on evil. This is saying trust those intuitions, trust those gut feelings. Okay? Because what they give me next is loving and letting go is not only one of the most challenging things to do, it is the bravest. Take big, deep breaths and know that this is the right thing to do. Faith. So I feel like I said, that karmic relationship, there's something going on here that is definitely meant to have a cycle end. Okay? And the cycle's only going to end by you believing in you. Whether that person stays with you or not. This is about you coming back into you. Coming back into your power. Allowing your ships to come in because you deserve it. You're worthy. You are powerful to manifest your life and not love somebody else so much that you loved yourself less. You are not meant to be below anybody. You are meant to be equal.